So hello and welcome to today's Next Generation video interview. We are here at Kingdom in Penshurst, which is in Kent, with Pip Lawrence from Day One Wellness.
Hi Pip, how are we doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. So thanks for joining us today. We're going to start off by talking a bit about your journey that you've been on. So how long ago did you start Day One Wellness, and what have you done in that time to bring you to where you are today?
So I started Day One Wellness in 2014, and we started initially just doing one-to-one coaching. My background's personal training, so I wanted to do personal training but in a slightly different way, involving much more coaching, so that then we could empower the individuals to take more personal responsibility. Since then, it's then evolved into delivering group training, delivering employee wellbeing initiatives, but the core of our company has always been our Recalibrate Wellbeing program, which when I started it wasn't called that, and it didn't start that way at all, but now it's like a really solid 12-week program that helps people with all elements of their wellbeing.
So has that evolved over the time that you've run your business, so starting from that kind of much more personal side to a kind of a bigger scale?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it started literally over my kitchen table. I was talking with clients, and I would talk to them. We'd do half an hour of the session would be around their nutrition or their lifestyle habits, and then the other half an hour of the session would be training in my garden gym. And obviously now we've got this beautiful setting here at Kingdom. We run Nature's Gym, which is like Kent's first kind of outdoor personal training studio, and we still do the same thing, but yeah, it's much slicker.
So has this always been a dream to go from that kind of very one-on-one kind of coaching to a much more a bigger scale? And tell us more about this first outdoor gym in Kent then.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think the dream's always been that it wasn't just me. So if you're a personal trainer, most of the time it's just you doing it.
Lonely.
Very lonely, and most personal trainers, that we're very social beings. We want to be around people. We want to be helping people. So yeah, to transition it to a point where actually we've got like a program we can teach coaches, and we can give personal trainers like extra developments that then they can become a Day One Wellness coach and then deliver the Recalibrate Wellbeing program, is something that absolutely lights me up, because now I've got a team of coaches around me who are all really passionate about sustainable wellbeing rather than just like HIIT training or one-off workouts.
I love that. So you've got that you're not only making the impact on your clients and your customers' lives, you can also give people an opportunity to build their own business within yours. Yeah,
absolutely. And like we have like really nice models for trainers to then come in, and they shadow like one of the elite coaches for the 12-week program, so that they get to experience it for themselves. Our whole ethos is all around educate yourself first, then empower others, and then that's when you exceed together. So we basically layer that system in for the coaches, so that they can go from your everyday personal trainer to then developing the coaching skills they need and learning about the program, to then delivering it themselves.
So in terms of that team that you're putting in place, how do you select them, and how do you make sure there's that consistency that you've got throughout your team as well?
Yeah, so well, I was really lucky. My very first person that I onboarded and I was doing the recruitment process and stuff, I spoke to my cousin first, who's a business psychologist, and she said to me, Pip, just forget any qualifications. Obviously they need the minimum, but just recruit on your values. And she did a bit of a thing with me to ask me a lot about the values of Day One, what were we looking for and things. And so now we have 4 clear values, and we basically analyse people against those 4 clear values when we recruit them, when we're doing like reviews with them, all of these things, that then we can make sure that they are the people that are going to drive the business forwards.
Much more about a value match more than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how do you make sure that onboarding is really consistent?
So we've just recently, one of my coaches has stepped up to operations, so she's filling in all the gaps at the moment. So I would say at the moment my coaches have definitely been kicked into just deal with it and see how you get on. But now we've got a much better system, so they come through, and we have our group Recalibrate Wellbeing programs. We have a lead coach on that group, and then we have a support coach. So it means that anyone new into the business, they get to basically shadow the lead coach all the way through. Then once they've done the shadowing, then they can take on one-to-one clients, and then eventually we can train them up to then deliver the group programs and the programs in workplaces.
Brilliant.
Great. It sounds like you've achieved so much in a relatively short space of time. So I'm interested to hear what your plans are for the future and your bigger vision and kind of next steps. What do you think that looks like?
Yeah, so, I guess we have three things that are our big vision. So the first one is that we want to, so we call it recalibrate. So we want to recalibrate 100,000 people. So basically we want to transform the lives of 100,000 people. And that's basically people who have then gone through the whole 12 weeks of our programme. The second one is that I want to create 10 sustainable jobs for our coaches. So when a coach gets to an elite coach, that's when at the moment we're looking to then work out an employment model. And in the personal training industry, that's almost unheard of. So that's kind of our second goal. And then the third goal is to replicate some more nature's gyms. So we want to have 3 nature's gyms dotted around Kent, so then it makes it again more accessible for people to get involved in our tribe and our community.
Brilliant. It sounds really exciting and quite game changing. Yeah, you want to make a difference in your industry, you want to make a difference in the community and to loads of people's lives, so quite a big impact. I'm interested to hear you talk a little bit more about the kinds of people that you want to be working with. Like, who's your ideal client?
Oh, good question. So I would say each of the coaches generally really relate to people who are very similar to them. So for instance, my one-to-one clients will generally be business owners and people on senior leadership teams. One of my other coaches who her goal was to get fit for 50, so she attracts many more people who are like kind of they're coming up to their 50th or 60th birthday and they want to transform it. So I would say our ideal client is anyone who doesn't want the quick fix approach that the health and fitness industry portrays and wants that sustainable model to go, actually I want to improve my mental well-being and my physical well-being. Our tagline at the moment is if you're overweight or overwhelmed, then we want to help you experience like vibrant mental health and supreme body confidence. So it's people kind of who fall in those categories.
Love that. And we were talking about your industry on the way up, and how do you think that's changed over that you've seen in your industry change?
So I think in the personal training industry, from the back end point of view, unfortunately I haven't seen that much change, and that's one of the reasons why we kind of want to disrupt the market. Yeah. But in the wellbeing industry in general, I think it's exploded. You know, the inquiries that we get, especially from employee wellbeing, in the last 4 years have really taken off, and that's, you know, without us even really promoting it. I mean, like I got into employee wellbeing accidentally through going and delivering free talks because I wanted one-to-one clients, and it's literally just evolved and evolved from there. And I think businesses who want to future-proof their organisation, they have to then jump on this bandwagon and see what is it that they can do to increase the productivity, the resilience, and ultimately reduce sick days for their company, because otherwise they'll go under.
So thinking about the future, and you talked about kind of how you've seen the industry and the world change in the last 4 years. How do you think that's going to continue as we move forward? What do you think the next sort of trends are in well-being and health and fitness?
The future casting.
Very good question. So how I'd like it to go, or what I actually think will happen, I think are two different things. I think it really all depends on how much people get on board with the sustainable model and how much we can start changing people's mindset and beliefs around these, you know, quick fixes and also empowering people. So like a big part of what we focus on doing is teaching our members how, like, coaching skills as well, because actually it's those coaching skills that will make a difference for that individual themselves, because if they ask themselves better questions, then they'll get more self-awareness themselves. But then also if they're asking the people around them better questions and not jumping in, because we do live in a world where it's, you know, we all want the answer, like fast pace, everything's going very, very quickly. So as a coach, and it's one of the things that, you know, our members say to us, you know, we ask a question and we'll just have that silence and open that space up for them so they can actually come to the answer themselves. And so I think that's how I'd like the future would go, is that people generally spend more time having face-to-face connections and allowing each other that space to answer those good questions. Whether it goes that way or not, I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah.
So is it important for you to differentiate your business from just a personal training business, more into the well-being kind of side of things?
Yeah. How do you see you're different from other people out there with an offer in that world?
Yeah, I think the tough thing is that it's so broad, right? So you've got personal training, which is effectively it's very much like an hour thing. So you turn up, you have your 1 hour, and then there's nothing really else past that. And then you've got well-being industry, which can be everything from burning crystals to yoga to to all sorts of things. Some are very credible, some aren't so much. So I guess ours is a blend in the middle that then helps people to kind of cut through a lot of the noise and go, actually, what are the core elements that you need to do that are going to make sure that then you can leverage your life by putting your well-being to the top of your priority list. And for us, that all boils down through three things, which is eating real foods, moving outdoors, and connecting face to face with people. And we obviously then teach people how they can get that into their life more.
Oh, great. I just want to ask a bit more about marketing, because obviously with Next Generation Business, a lot of our focus is around business growth and how people grow their businesses through effective marketing and business development. So I'm interested to hear, how have you won new business so far, and how do you think you'll continue to get new clients in?
Marketing is one of my things where I'm just like, I really don't like it. It's like, it's always been my bugbear, because I just want to, get on and help people. But I got taught very, very early on that, if you can't win the business, then you can't do the business that you love. So I was like, right, okay, I've got to work out a way how I can kind of find a way around this. And for me, it's always been getting out and talking to people. I went out networking. I was very lucky. The Kent Wildlife Trust kind of took me under their wing and said, Pip, get out to some of these networking things. And so then I won a couple of clients from there. Then I would obviously work with those clients. Those clients would refer me to other people. And for me, it's always been through face-to-face. Now I do a lot of speaking, which then means that, again, I'm able to talk to a larger audience and then win the business that way. But ultimately, it's always been that's really helped. And Tom, my other half, works then on the back end of stuff to make sure that our website looks pretty, all of our brochures and marketing and everything like that looks on brand and slightly different to your personal trainers or your crystal burners.
And I'm interested to hear, is there anything you've tried that hasn't worked, that's been a waste of money or a waste of time, or you just haven't really got much back from it?
I don't think we've got long enough. All sorts. Social media probably is one of the biggest time drains that it's something I'm constantly battling with, in that obviously I want people to be more face to face, but I know that people are on social media, so it's how I use it in a way that then supports the brand, but then means that it doesn't drain our time and things. So yeah, I've spent countless amounts of money on poor websites, social media, poor like marketing campaigns in terms of digital and print and advertising. Yeah, but each one is a learning curve, right? And it just helps you to go, okay, that didn't quite work out. How do I tweak it? How do I make it better next time?
So it's making sure that the time you are using is the most productive.
Absolutely.
Because you don't want it being that drain, as you said about the social media.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
and also like things that light you up. So for some people, social media they might really, really enjoy, and they might like to spend time on it and things. I don't. I probably, if I didn't have a business, I probably wouldn't be on social media at all. So because that's not where I naturally gravitate to, then it feels like I'm really sort of like hitting loggerheads to try and go there. Whereas speaking, I really enjoy. So then that lights me up, and I'm able to then go, okay, yeah, I'll quite happily go up and stand on stage and spread the message.
What do you think is the most vital quality for business leaders today?
Oh,
something really important.
I'm going to say curiosity. Mainly because, again, it kind of feeds into everything that we do, but curiosity means that you won't kind of hit a barrier when you do have a fail or anything like that. You'll ask a good question and go, well, why did that happen, or how can I achieve more? And all of I think that curiosity means that then you'll find the right question that will then lead you to the right answer. I think a lot of people try to follow an expert and go, well, that's the way they did it. Let's really, really, jump on that bandwagon. Whereas by being really curious and really open to what could happen, then opportunities, like this one here at Kingdom could present itself to you like it did to me.
Yeah, definitely.
great.
Curious and open. I
Sounds
that.
like a
That's good.
coach's answer. help someone else find their own answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Like
good,
that.
very good. Okay, so what one tip would you give other business owners out there? That's a difficult one, but perhaps not something that you know has had a good impact for your journey over the last 4 or 5 years.
I think this is the easiest question you've asked me, and that would be to invest in yourself, especially your health and well-being. I mean, we were joking before we got started that I haven't been sick in the last 6 years or whatever, but the number one thing that I see is business owners who are burnt out, who aren't enjoying their business, who aren't enjoying their life because their business is then a big drain on them.
Yeah.
And so for me, I think the reason I've been able to achieve the success I have is because I've invested in myself and my health and well-being always before the business. So then it meant that then I've got the energy that I need to take the business to the next level.
So be kind to yourself.
Be kind to yourself. Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Brilliant. And yeah, a fantastic testament you are to your business, and you really walk your walk. Maybe just to sum it up, if people want to find out more or get in touch, what should they do?
Probably the easiest way would be to visit the website, but the nicest way would be to pick up the phone and just get in touch, because our coaches and our team are always happy to have a talk with people. So yeah, either the website or grab the phone.
Great. And do you want to just say what the website is?
Yeah, so it's www.dayoneWellness.co.uk.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Phil. It's been really interesting, and thanks for taking the time out with us today.
No problem. Thanks for coming down here.
Thanks for having us.